Welcome to my channel, MS Old Coins Journey, where hidden treasures meet history, and everyday objects can turn into something extraordinary in your hands. Today's story might just change the way you look at the smallest things around you. First up, we are talking about a single coin. Yes, just one, the iconic 1966 Australia 2-cent coin featuring ElizabethII. This is not just a piece of metal. It is a symbol of a nation stepping into a new era. The year 1966 was a turning point for Australia. This was the moment when the country transitioned from pounds and shillings to a decimal currency system. The 2-cent coin was among the very first coins introduced during this historic change, making it instantly special. This coin was minted in massive numbers at the beginning, but what makes it fascinating today is how time has transformed its meaning. What was once ordinary has now become a collectible piece tied to national identity and heritage. The design of the coin is simple yet powerful. On one side, you see the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, representing stability and continuity. On the other side, the frill-necked lizard stands proudly, symbolizing Australia's unique wildlife. But here is where things get exciting. Over the years, collectors have started to hunt for specific versions of this 1966 coin, especially those in exceptional condition or with rare minting variations. These are the pieces that can truly surprise you. Imagine holding a coin that has survived decades, passing through countless hands, and still shining like it just left the mint. Coins in such pristine condition are highly desirable and can command impressive prices. Now let's talk value, because this is where the real excitement begins. While many coins exist, the absolute best-preserved 1966 Australia 2-cent coins have reached values that can go as high as $500 to even $2,000 depending on condition and rarity. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that once had almost no buying power today can transform into a collector's gem worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And the story does not end there. The market for vintage coins is constantly evolving. As more collectors enter the field and demand increases, the value of historical coins like this continues to climb. Another reason for its growing value is that these coins are no longer in circulation. Australia officially removed 1-cent and 2-cent coins from use in the 1990s, making surviving pieces even more significant. Think about it, every year, fewer high-quality examples remain available. That scarcity alone pushes collectors to pay higher and higher prices for the best pieces. There is also an emotional connection tied to this coin. For many people, it represents childhood memories, early transactions, and a simpler time. That nostalgia adds an invisible but powerful layer to its value. Collectors are not just buying metal. They are buying history, identity, and a story frozen in time. And this particular coin carries one of the most important chapters in Australia's monetary evolution. If you happen to own one of these coins, especially in excellent condition, you could be holding something truly special without even realizing it. Now imagine discovering that your coin could sell for $1,000 or more. That moment of realization is what drives collectors across the world to keep searching. The future potential of this coin is even more exciting. As decades pass, its historical importance only grows stronger, and so does its desirability among serious collectors. So next time you come across an old coin, do not ignore it. Take a closer look, because you might just be holding a hidden treasure that others are willing to pay a premium for. And who knows, that single 1966 Australia 2-cent coin sitting quietly somewhere could be your unexpected gateway to a valuable and fascinating world. Next coin, Australia 2-cent ElizabethII coin 1972. This is one of the most talked about small coins in the history of Australia, and today we are focusing on one single coin, not a collection, but one powerful piece that can surprise you with its hidden potential. This coin was officially introduced during the early years of Australia's decimal currency system, a major financial transformation that began in 1966. By 1972, the system was still relatively new, and coins from this period carry a strong historical identity tied to modernization and national progress. On the front side, the coin features ElizabethII, representing stability and authority across the Commonwealth. Her portrait on early decimal coins is especially attractive to collectors because it reflects a younger era and a classic design style. Flip the coin over, and you'll find one of the most iconic designs in Australian coinage, the frilled neck lizard. This design, created by the renowned artist Stuart Devlin, connects the coin deeply to Australia's wildlife and cultural identity. Now let's talk about why the 1972 version stands out. One of the biggest reasons is its relatively lower mintage compared to several surrounding years. This makes it more desirable in the eyes of collectors who are always searching for coins that are harder to find. Old coin online. Even though millions were produced, not all have survived in collectible condition. Over time, many coins were lost, damaged, or heavily circulated, which means high-quality examples today are far less common than people think. This is where the value story begins. In average condition, coins may appear ordinary, but once you step into higher grades, especially uncirculated or near-perfect condition, the value starts to climb significantly. Current market data shows that well-preserved uncirculated coins can reach around $5, $10, $20, and even up to about $50 depending on grade. CoinCollectionTips. But here is where things become truly exciting. Proof versions of the 1972 coin, which were specially made for collectors with superior quality and mirror-like finish, can reach extremely high values. Some top-grade proof coins have been recorded reaching up to around $1,900 in elite condition. CoinCollectionTips. And that's not the limit of imagination. When you introduce rare errors, such as double strikes, off-center designs, or unusual die variations, the value can multiply dramatically. Collectors are known to pay $200, $500, or even much higher amounts for rare error examples. Old coin online. So can this coin be valuable in the future? The answer becomes clear when you understand collector psychology. Coins that combine history, recognizable design, and lower availability tend to grow stronger in demand over time. As more people enter coin collecting, especially online collectors and global buyers, the demand for classic coins like the 1972 2-cent continues to increase steadily. Another powerful factor is nostalgia. Coins that were once part of everyday life but are no longer in circulation often become symbols of the past. Australia officially removed 1-cent and 2-cent coins from circulation in 1992, making them even more collectible today. That means every surviving coin becomes part of a limited pool, and limited supply always creates long-term value potential. Now imagine holding a perfectly preserved 1972 coin with sharp details, original shine, and no damage. That single piece can stand out instantly among collectors and attract serious buyers. And if your coin happens to be a rare variety or a proof strike, the excitement grows even more. Auctions and private collectors often compete for such coins, pushing prices higher and higher. So when we talk about maximum potential, this is where the story becomes truly motivating. A normal high-grade coin can reach $50. A premium uncirculated piece can go beyond $100. Rare error coins can climb into the hundreds, and exceptional proof examples can push toward $1,900 or more in top condition. And the journey doesn't stop there. As time passes and fewer high-quality coins remain available, the ceiling for value continues to rise. This is not just a coin. It is a piece of history, a collectible asset, and a hidden opportunity waiting to be discovered. So the next time you see an Australia II cent ElizabethII coin from 1972, don't overlook it. Because in the right condition, in the right moment, and in the hands of the right collector, that single coin can transform into something far more valuable than you ever imagined. Second coin, the 1982 Australian 2-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, is a tiny piece of bronze that could be hiding a life-changing amount of money in your spare change jar right now. While most of these coins are worth next to nothing, a select few have sold for jaw-dropping sums that will make you empty every drawer in your house immediately. The truth about this coin is that its value ranges from just a few dollars to several $100s, and in some extraordinary cases, even more than that. You are about to learn exactly how to spot the valuable ones, why they were made, and why collectors around the world are desperately searching for them. Let us start with the biggest question that everyone wants answered. How many people actually want to buy this coin? The answer is more than you could ever imagine. The demand for the 1982 2-cent coin has exploded in recent years because collectors have realized that certain versions of this common coin are actually quite rare. On any given day, you will find thousands of active buyers searching online marketplaces, coin forums, and auction houses for this exact coin. There are serious collectors in Australia, the United Kingdom, the United States, Canada, and across Europe who have made it their mission to track down high-grade examples and rare error varieties. The coin collecting community has grown enormously, and with social media groups dedicated entirely to Australian decimal coins, the number of people wanting to buy this coin runs into the tens of thousands worldwide. Now let me give you the current value, and I want you to pay very close attention because this is where the story gets incredibly exciting. A regular circulated 1982 2-cent coin that you might find in your pocket change is worth between $2 and $4. That is already 20,000% more than its original face value of just 2 cents. An uncirculated example that has never been used in commerce can sell for around $6 or slightly more if it is still sealed in its original mint packaging. But here is where things become truly remarkable. A professionally graded uncirculated 1982 2-cent coin at the MS65 level has been documented selling for $14.50. Move up to MS66, and the price jumps to $17.40. At MS67, the value reaches $20.30, and those are just the regular coins with no errors at all. But the real treasure lies in the error coins, and this is what separates a few dollars from a few $100. One of the most sought-after varieties is the missing SD initials error. The SD stands for Stuart Devlin, the renowned designer who created the frill-necked lizard reverse design. On most 2-cent coins, his tiny initials appear between the lizard's legs. But on some 1966, 1967, and 1968 coins, those initials are completely missing. While these missing SD errors are most famous from the 1960s, any 2-cent coin from any year showing this error commands serious attention from collectors. For a professionally verified and graded specimen of a missing SD error coin, prices have reached up to $400 Australian at auction. That is $400 for a coin that was once worth just 2 cents. Let me be completely honest with you about whether this coin is really valuable or not. The vast majority of 1982 2-cent coins are not worth huge money. You need to understand that 121,770,000 of these coins were struck for circulation, plus another 100,000 proof coins. That is an enormous number. So if you find a worn, scratched, or damaged coin, it will not make you rich. But here is the critical point that most people miss. The value is not low at all when you consider what you are looking for. Any coin that can turn 2 cents into $20 is performing at an incredible rate of return. And any coin that can turn 2 cents into $400 is nothing short of extraordinary. The key is knowing exactly what to look for, and I am going to tell you right now. The history of this coin is absolutely fascinating, and it will help you understand why these coins are so collectible today. The Australian 2-cent coin was introduced on the 14th of February 1966, which was the day Australia officially changed over from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to decimal currency. This was a massive national event that transformed how every Australian handled money. The coin was designed to be the second smallest denomination in the new system, sitting just above the 1-cent piece. The Royal Australian Mint in Canberra produced the majority of these coins, but they were also struck at the Perth Mint, and even at the British Royal Mint in Wales during the busy year of 1981. The coin was never built like a building or a structure. It was minted, which means it was struck by powerful presses that stamped blank bronze discs between two engraved dies to create the finished coin. The reason this coin was created was simple but important. Australia needed small denomination coins to make the new decimal system work smoothly for everyday transactions. Shoppers needed coins to buy bread, milk, newspapers, and all the small items that make up daily life. The 2-cent coin filled that role perfectly. The obverse of the coin features the portrait of Queen ElizabethII designed by the British sculptor Arnold Machin. This is known as the second portrait of the Queen, and it shows her wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, which was a wedding gift from her grandmother Queen Mary in 1947. The reverse of the coin features a magnificent frill-necked lizard, also known as the frilled dragon, designed by the brilliant Australian artist Stuart Devlin. Devlin designed the reverses for all of the original decimal coins introduced in 1966, and his work is celebrated by collectors to this day. The coin remained in circulation for many years, but its days were numbered. By the late 1980s, inflation had severely eroded the purchasing power of small change. A 2-cent coin that could buy something meaningful in 1966 was worth almost nothing by 1990. The cost of producing the coin also became a problem because the bronze metal itself was worth more than the coin's face value. The Australian treasurer announced the withdrawal of the 1-cent and 2-cent coins in his budget speech on the 21st of August 1990. The coins were officially withdrawn from circulation in February 1992. Many of the recovered coins were melted down, and their bronze was used to create medals for the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games. That is why finding these coins today is getting harder every single year, which only pushes their value higher. Let me tell you exactly how to identify the valuable 1982 2-cent coins. First, you need to look at the condition. Coins that have sharp details, full luster, and no scratches or wear are the ones that command premium prices. Second, you need to look for mint errors. Clipped planchets where the coin was struck from an improperly cut blank can be worth good money. Double strikes where the coin was hit twice by the dies create fascinating error coins. Off-center strikes where the design is shifted to one side are also highly collectible. Third, you need to understand the different mint varieties. Coins from the Perth Mint can be identified by a blunt claw on the frill-necked lizard's foot, while coins from the Canberra Mint have a sharper claw. These subtle differences matter greatly to serious collectors. The proof version of the 1982 2-cent coin is another area where significant value can be found. Proof coins are specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets, resulting in a mirror-like finish and extremely sharp details. The Royal Australian Mint produced 100,000 proof 2-cent coins in 1982, many of which were included in proof coin sets. A proof 1982 2-cent coin in pristine condition with its original packaging is worth considerably more than a regular uncirculated coin. These proof coins have a special frosty appearance against mirrored fields that makes them instantly recognizable once you know what to look for.